Alright, so it is 3:54 in the morning. I got up around 3:20 this morning, and we are picking the trailer up now. This is basically my daily routine. Get here before they do, pick the trailer up before they get here. So I'm going to check that tire before I leave. Last night it held pressure, so we didn't have any blowouts. So I'm going to put the tailgate down, hopefully have no fuel issues until we get out of PA, because I don't want to get fuel here. But if you guys look, this gauge was fluctuating from like 25 down to 0. You can see, look how low it goes, and then it comes right back up. So I was able to verify when I unscrewed the filters that they were only half full. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I filled them up, realized there's not enough fuel in the tank to actually force through the sump. It would get to the top and it would just stop. So hopefully overnight I left the vent open for the auxiliary tank to let it drain into the tank. And it looks like we have just over a half a tank. So hopefully that's enough to fix the fuel issues. I know we'll fix the issue once I fill the tank, because obviously there's so much pressure in the tank, it'll force down and fill the line. That's how I did it the first time. I didn't have any issues. If I would have known that this would have happened, I would never have let my tank run to E. I just wanted to see if there was anything blocking the filters. And well, lesson learned, don't do that. So we got our lunch packed, everything is good. For anybody who missed last video, right there it is. We're going to drop this one off, and then we're picking 3 up at IAA out in Pittsburgh. Well, there we go, it's in the light. I did the old tire kick. It's not flat, so there's air in it. If you guys missed yesterday's video, I got hit on the ramp. I need to pull that out, but my chalk, which is jammed into the ground. And then we'll get out of here. I'm gonna go search for the nearest mud flap stop or EFS, depending. If you guys want my mud flap code, link in the description. We'll both get 10 free dollars of fuel. But that's where this thing's going today, is West Virginia. Drop her off, hopefully like right at 8 o'clock in the morning is what I'm shooting for. But if I'm a little late, whatever. It is a lot to get dropped in such a small amount of time. I got like 3.5 hour drive and I need fuel. So hopefully the old girl just decides to work today and not give me problems. Alright, well, here she is. Check this tire. It's actually holding air. Surprised. Okay, cool. So, get this fuel here, this expensive fuel, and should be able to back out of here and then take the ramp back. So, shouldn't be too bad, or we'll just pull through it, whatever. Yo, screw these push locks. You guys can see this one started leaking. No wonder we were having these fuel pressure issues. So I just filled the tank for 72 and threw 2 big industrial zip ties on them. It stopped the leak. So I'm gonna get some hose clamps for it later, but that would explain where my leak's coming from. All right, so I'm heading to a Love's right now, because honestly, whoever invented push lock hoses, like, how do these things work and people not have issues with them? Because I'm telling you what, I cut those hoses perfectly, installed them, shouldn't be any problems, right? So it started leaking, well, I noticed it started leaking when I filled the tank, and now we're having these fuel pressure issues. I can't get over like 55 on the highway. Look at this, it drops. Oh look, no fuel pressure, and engine misfires. Oh, now it's gonna accelerate, ready? And then we start misfiring again. So what I think, yeah, I'm just gonna go to the Love's down on, I think, one of the first couple exits in Maryland. I'm gonna stop there at the Love's and grab some hose clamps and put them on, and hopefully that fixes the issue, because this is ridiculous. Last night it was way worse. I could, oof. But I threw zip ties on both sides as tight as I could, but obviously that's only a temporary solution. So we'll try the hose clamps, and I wanted to be there by 8. This says 7:51. I mean, if the hose clamps fix it, I'll definitely be there by 8, but worst case scenario, 8:30. But yeah, some days you just want to run your equipment off of a cliff, and yeah. So I think I'm gonna use the weekends for maintenance and just work the truck all throughout the week. And like any weekends, I'm gonna, you know, go over the bearings on the trailer, go over oil changes, transmission. So when I get paid, I'm gonna change the transmission fluid again, even though I just put brand new fluid in it. Since it's been sitting so long, it doesn't hurt to do that. And probably also go over the rear end. If you can hear in the background, the truck kind of like, it'll shut off. Like I'm just sitting at full throttle. I don't even give a shit at this point. But it, yeah, the truck it'll shut off and then it'll accelerate rapidly and then it'll shut off and then it'll accelerate. So it's just a constant back and forth battle. You get about 5 seconds of acceleration for every 5 seconds of the truck shutting off. It's kind of obnoxious, but whatever. Like I said, we got about 2 hours and 45 minutes till we get there. And that's basically that. I hate it that problems wait to arise until I start towing, because I wanted to drive the thing around empty for a long time, and with the trailer a couple of times, and I never had a single issue until I started this again. So we'll get it. It's a whole new setup, so we'll dial through it. Get the turbo rebuilt. I realized I deleted a clip yesterday by accident. I do need to do a rebuild on this turbo because I had it on my 2012 and we replaced it because we thought it was bad. And you know, here we are, how long later? It's definitely, the shaft is hitting the housing randomly. So we'll get that rebuilt. Should be about 200 bucks and get these fuel lines taken care of, and then the truck should be 100%. Oh, and an air filter. That's on order too. All right, well, turns out there was a TA closer. I went and got, or that receipt, went and got hose clamps. So I'm gonna throw them on it, hope it makes a difference, and we should be good to roll. Hopefully, we'll see. All right, so half the internet said don't put clamps on these. The other half said no one will blame you if you do. I'm putting clamps on them. I'm over this. Look at that. If I wiggle it. So I've been doing some research on these push locks. Let me clean my mess up so I'm not littering. Set that stuff in the bed. I'll put them all right there. But I've been doing some research on it. Apparently they have very strict installation instructions, which, you know, kind of makes sense. But if they're at all wet, they'll give you a leak. And if cut crooked, whatnot, but I made sure that the cuts were perfect. They're just leaking. Things sucking in air because I think when I reinstalled it, it was wet when I reinstalled it. So it makes sense. Nothing some clamps can't handle, but let's get out of here. All right, we're cruising now. Look at that. Let's see if that helps a little bit. Look at that. All right, I'm trying to figure out the best camera. That's awful, goodness gracious. All right, so we're cruising now. It's fluctuating a little bit. Obviously there was a little bit of air in it when I parked. So it's going down. The lowest it's gotten now is 14. And it's gotten up to 25. So we're accelerating. I'll let you know if anything changes. But I see some fluctuation, but I don't see any drop to zero. So let's, fingers crossed, we'll get there at 8:15 if everything goes well. All right, so it was great for a little while there, and now it's back and forth again with the no fuel pressure. I mean, it's a lot better, but it's still garbage. I'm pulling the grades in Maryland on I-70, and it's funny that I can still pull these grades at like 35, 40 miles an hour with zero fuel pressure, but you can't floor it at all, otherwise you go through the fuel pressure really quick. Look at that fluctuation there. 0, jumps up, then it'll hop right back down to 0, and then no acceleration, and then jumps back up, accelerates great, no accelerate, and it's just constant back and forth. And even downhills, it was doing, yeah, right now it's really doing it. Now it's like, it dropped me down to 50 just now, when I was sitting at 55. But if it wasn't for this fuel pressure issue, this truck pulls some of these grades at 70 miles an hour. I'm stopping again because I can't deal with this shit. I am getting pretty annoyed at this point because I really wanted to be there on time. So I'm wondering, I'm gonna tighten these a little bit more. I don't want to damage the hoses though. So tighten that thing up. Because worst case scenario, if I get them, you know, they can be decently tight. And if they snap, let's see, clean that off. It looked like I saw a drip there. So I'm gonna give that one a second. This one here could be a culprit too, but my logic here is that I see there was a lot of air and like that filter in the back was only half full of fuel. So I'm kind of thinking that it's just sucking air from that first fitting. I'm certainly gonna tighten this up a lot, but hopefully that helps. I did see a drip, so that would explain. Don't see any drips up front, so we'll give that a try. But yeah, we're definitely gonna be running late on this one. I'm still gonna get home at like a decent time. I told the guy 8 in the morning, but he said, yeah, anytime after 8 is fine. So we'll get that situated and hopefully no more stops. All right, so I'm super over it at this point. I'm gonna grab my vice grips, hose clamp, wrenches, screwdrivers, and cutting tool. And I'm gonna pull that whole line off. There go my wrenches. I'm gonna pull that whole line off. I'm gonna clean the shit out of the inside of it. And I'm gonna redo the fitting. So let's go. Yeah, when I get time, I'd like to redo this whole thing because it's getting on my nerves at this point. So that one's all straight. I ruined the clamp, so I need to go buy another one of them. But that clamp's on. I think I saw a little bit of residue back there, but I'm gonna drive and watch it. Hopefully it makes a difference. So I cleaned out the inside of the hose before I put it on, and hopefully we're golden. If it doesn't work, whatever, I'll try it again. All right, well, it's not getting any easier. I'm still fighting this. I called the guy. He's like, yeah, dude, I'll be here all day, so don't worry about it. So as long as I can get to IAA on time, the auctions, we're good. So I'm gonna redo this whole fuel system right on the side of there. I'm pulling every hose off, cleaning everything up, redoing it, new clamps. I can't do this. I'm climbing the grade. It literally is shutting off for like 7 to 8 seconds at a time, letting me accelerate for 2 to 3, and then shutting off again. So I can't do it. I'd need to just pull it apart, be done with it. So let's do that. My hands are diesel covered, so this sucks, but let's get it done. Now I'm gonna try to prime it. All right, that's tight. Well, all the fittings are redone. If all else fails, I'm gonna start looking at the lift pump. Also, keep one of these on you. These things are awesome. This allows you to cut hoses straight. Perfect-ish cut. All right, well, moment of truth. Let's see if she runs. I emptied out the whole line. Whoops. Oh, we have 2 PSI. Wow, it actually started up pretty good. Let's see if it actually holds fuel pressure. It's gonna drop for a second, obviously, because we just redid everything. It's 8. Dropping. We should see a random rise. I'm gonna give it the high idle. Almost 8, it's like 7.5. Oh, 8. Oh, it's wanting to die. Give her a minute. We have pressure, but she's misfiring. Smoothing out. There we go. 14, 13, 12. Shaking again. Smoothing out. Oh, there we go. what was happening was I'd hold it at a high RPM and I'd watch it drop. So I'm gonna do that now just to see. Because it's sticking around the 19 to 21 mark. And I've dropped a little bit, 18, 22. I don't know, I might just try to run it. We'll see how it goes. Got an hour and 9 minutes. Well, it hasn't dropped below 20 yet. I say that as it hits 20. So we'll see, it just hit 30. I'll start giving it the beans going down. I'm gonna let it idle down or coast down the hill at like a high RPM, and then we'll go from there and see what it does, and then I'll give it the beans later. Well, we are back in business. We are climbing hills at 65 miles an hour with our blown turbo. Oh, it's freaking out. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, went back up. It's weird, it's all over the place, but definitely need to get this turbo rebuilt at some point. And then she'll be pretty full power. I mean, it accelerates great right now, but it has, ever since I put diesel in it, I noticed a significant amount of black smoke when climbing mountains. Definitely rebuild the turbo, and then we'll start messing with tuning again. Well, started doing it again, and now it's worse. Like, I'm holding foot to the floor in fifth, lose fuel pressure, accelerate, accelerating, accelerating, lose fuel pressure. Floored. You guys can see the smoke out the exhaust. Up, accelerating, and losing it. Now we're dropping. 55, 51. Now we're accelerating, holding 51. Nope, we're losing it again. Oh, accelerating, accelerating. Nope, and we're losing it again. Now we're doing 45. Whew. What a trip. What a trip. This weekend I'm gonna, well, if I make it that long, I might just do the fuel pump while I'm out here. But like I said earlier, I think I said earlier, I'm going to use weekends to do maintenance on my equipment now that I'm Monday to Friday. Now that I can see where the weak spots are at on the truck. Basically, I want to make this thing as bulletproof as possible, but I kind of want to make it a little fast. So like in between both of them, but yeah. So figuring out what I'm gonna need to keep on me, what I can replace for go fast parts and what I can't. So yeah, we'll probably fix this weekend. So hopefully if I get fuel and fill the tank up, it helps, but we'll see. All right, so I'm gonna go over some logic here of what I think this could be, because at this point I've ruled out everything that air could be getting into. Everything's redone, everything's brand new. I'm thinking, because I'm losing fuel pressure even when I'm decelling down a hill, had to downshift again. What I think is happening is the fuel pump is weak. That's I think that. The reason being is it'll get up to 30 pounds, and then obviously the overflow valve will open, release that pressure back into the tank, and then it takes time for the lift pump to actually catch back up. I think that's what's happening. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. Because right now I'm doing 25 mile an hour. Like, oh man. So I think the lift pump is shot at this point, which had a good run. I think that lift pump's like a 1.5 years old. So I went up and manually did the fuel lift pump, and I was able to get it up to 20 before it like pops off. So I don't know. I do not know what is going on with it, but we're gonna get fuel, fill this up, because I'm assuming a little bit more pressure on the fuel tank. As this is pushing down on it, it's gonna force its way through the line. So hopefully my logic works, and we'll also be able to see if there's any leaks by that. That's what happened this morning. I didn't see any leaks until I filled it up, and then it started leaking. All right, 400 bucks later, full tank, new fuel lines. Let's hope it works, because that at this point I'm just gonna start replacing stuff, the lift pump, the overflow valve, and go from there. But I really am hoping that this solves the issue. It's fluctuating a little bit. All right, we finally made it after this nightmarish trip. Let me know what you guys think it is that's causing this issue, because those two are replaced, that's replaced. Now I should probably just do the lift pump and the overflow valve just for shits and giggles, but it's still giving me the issue. So we're gonna get this thing off, I'll time lapse it, and then we'll go from there. So enjoy. And just like that, we're done. 20 minutes. That's how long it's been recording. So it took me 20 minutes to do that. All right, made it to the IAA. We're picking up 3 now. We got them verified. So I'm gonna throw the titles in my binder and we're gonna get loaded up. There. I wonder if this thing runs too. The last one did. Can't open that door. Figure out how to get in this thing. Hopefully I can move it. Alright, so I'm gonna have to pull this one up a little bit, which I will do now. And then he can put the juke on the back, which we will probably need the flip outs today. Maybe. We'll see. This needs to come up a good bit, then I'll grab my pictures of it. There we go, perfect. Right about there. All right. And that's how they do it. So, does this one have a cat? It does. So, this one, I wish I would have had them lifted back up. I could put that one over a little bit, but not a big deal. This one's bent, so whatever. So I'm gonna get the winch on this, bring this up a little bit. I technically don't need the flip outs, but I ain't worried about it. So let's get these on. I'll get the winch, get the J-hooks down there somewhere, and yeah, we'll go from there. There she is. Gonna get the e-brake put on this one. It'll be good to go. There we go. Cool. Now I just gotta strap them and get out of here. And they'll sit in my lot till Tuesday. Alright, so that's one side done. They were all good. Now we're gonna jump to the other side. Boom, just like that. We're done. All 3 cars are all strapped. This one's a little crooked. I'm gonna fix that real quick. But besides that one, all the other ones, they are all locked down and good to go. Alright, now I'm just gonna put some air in the bags and then we'll be out of here. I think I'm gonna put like 80 pounds in them. Remember guys, this is a reverse level Ram 2500. So it's already low in the back. All right, she's all inflated. Grab a picture before we leave, and we'll get out of here. Sweet. All right, so we are done for the day. Now we need to go home and talk about this very specific subject, because I got accused of hitting a car. And as you can see from the thumbnail, it's pretty bad. So let's go over this story and talk to you guys why insurance fraud is not cool when you're targeting somebody else. So let's go over that, see you when I get home. All right, so I have poorly edited this email to protect anybody, any identities and whatnot, because there's some personal information in here, like emails, phone numbers, names, businesses, all that. So basically you guys can see here detail of damaged cars and whatnot, and I'll go over and go through what I sent back at some point, but I've also poorly edited these. You guys can see, like right here is a tire track. You can also see right here is the same exact tire track. So they are both, you know, adjacent to each other. This one goes up right here. This one also goes up right here. It looks like somebody came through. You can see that somebody ripped pretty good. You can now right here, you can really see the tire track. You can see how that came through. See the bumper damage and all that. And I was concerned because I'm like, there's no way I hit a car, but I'm like, you know, maybe I missed something. And you guys can see here all the damage and whatnot and the tire track that went through. But I also had sent them a photo. All right, so here's what I said back. I said, basically, if you look at the tire tread, it appears to be a single wheel trailer. The tread does not match my tires, which I'll get to that in a second. Not to mention, if you look at my trailer, it would backswing. That car would have been totaled had I hit it and followed those tire tracks. Also, triple axle trailers drag the axles, so if I would have taken something that tight, it would have dragged. Also, it would have taken that car with it. That trailer that hit him wasn't a tandem or a triple, it appears. See attached pictures for my tread and my almost 10 feet of backswing. My trailer would have dragged the car with it. Hope this helps. Feel free to call with any questions. You guys can see here, here's my tire tread. Okay, so you guys can see the tire tread here. If you take that and you compare it to that, not even close. Not close at all. So that's a single axle trailer. There was no tandem about that. You can very clearly see the tire tread. No axles were dragged or any of that. Let me know what you guys think. Here's the other picture I took. This is one side. This is the other side. Yes, I know the middle tire's getting a little bald, but basically goes to show you, not even close. You guys give me your opinions on this. This is one of those. You guys can also see, look at how much backswing is on this trailer. Like that, if I would have hit him even with the back axle and taken that corner, that whole side, let me see, that whole side of the car right here would have just been annihilated. He got lucky that it was only a bumper, but yeah, like I said, look at this backswing. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that I'm just trying to get out of a damage claim that was my fault, or do you actually have some common sense and see that a triple axle cannot physically do that? I know most of you guys know how triple axles work. So yeah, that was basically it. It is what it is. If you're going to, if you're in the car market, you're gonna get a ton of damage claims. They're just gonna happen at some point. So the problem with the cars is that damage claims are super easy. It's super hard to, don't lean on the table, you're gonna shake the camera. It's super hard to get every little nick and scratch on a thing. And also at the same time, when there's a big open lot like that, it's hearsay. If there was any cameras in that, that would have been a way to be able to avoid it. This is why I always carry a camera with you, and I've definitely learned my lesson today. Anytime that I pull into someone's lot, I'm putting this GoPro on the back of my trailer, just so that I can basically fight that if anything ever happens. Because the guy did tell me that I was the only one in that lot that was there to pick up cars within the time period of that happening, the same day and everything. So I don't know why he didn't tell me sooner, but that's just how it went. So once I sent that email, I never got a word back. So it's just one of those things that you live and you learn. This could have been really bad. They could have tried to go through insurance. They could have tried to get, you know, a quote and get money out of me. But obviously a little bit of knowledge will tell you that those were not my tire tracks. And yeah, so be smart. Make sure you prepare yourself for situations like this, because these are gonna happen. So hope you guys enjoyed. See you next video. White truck content coming soon. I know you guys have been asking for it, so see ya. You gonna tell them bye?
Bye.
You gonna get in the you gonna get in the camera shot?
See ya.